Hi, Alex, this is the stream page. You hear right? Can you hear me well? I need to confirm that first. Hi, Alex, this is the stream page. You hear right? Can you hear me well? I need to... Okay, now we had some echo. Cool. Very cool. Hi, welcome. This is the very first time I'm streaming. Maybe there will be some hiccups, but I hope that it will be okay. I want to show you how I do katas, because sometimes I think that we all do some katas, and I think it could be kind of fun when we do it together. I try to write the ECMAScript 6. I try to use some, let's say, new features. I try to write it in a functional way, meaning I don't, for example, like classes, and we will see that. For that, there are many sites that has some katas. I was doing code wars a lot, but recently I discovered Exercism.io thanks to my friends, and I've been playing with some tasks, and I really like that. What is different with this is that once you create something and you share it, people can comment on it and can suggest some improvements, which is good, and then you can have versions of your code. So you can see how maybe after some comments you change the code, and you can see, or maybe you can try it in a year and see how differently would you written that. Okay. I did some more preparation. I actually look at the next task, so I know what's going to kind of happen. I just did that because I am a bit nervous now, so at least I don't have to think about the first task that much, but I haven't seen the tasks that come after that. Here you see the task I've done before. These are from the ECMAScript track. They go one after another, and they have a really nice CLI, so you can like fetch next thing in the track. That's what I'm going to do now. It should fetch a new, you see that, task called space age. I should see it here, yes, in the browser. Everything has a Readme, and it has a spec file with tests. So the time we can like do kind of TDD, but someone else written the tests, which is nice, and we can just focus on solving it and to make sure that we adhere to that. I need to install the dependencies because we will run the tests. Oh, sorry. So let's read the Readme. This is the task we are supposed to solve. Given an age in seconds, calculate how old is someone in terms of a given planet's solar years. Okay. On Earth we have 365.25 days, which is this number of seconds. On Mercury, the period is this fraction of Earth years, and that goes for all the other planets. Right. So when we say someone is, for example, 1 billion seconds old, we should say that they are 31 years old on Earth. And yeah, Pluto isn't in the cut because it's not a planet anymore. That's been decided a few years ago. Okay, now maybe we can look at the test file, because it will guide us how to write these things. I believe everything is well legible and you can read everything. So here you see it will import this space age from this file. We have to create this file, and here we have a test. Please notice that these tests are egg. That means they will not be used for now, and we will incrementally develop the features, and as we will go, we can remove the X and the test will run, and because we will have it in the watch, we will see if we pass this test or not. So the API is that you create a new space age with some number of seconds, and you return something which has a property called seconds, which is the original number. Let's look next. It also has method on Earth, and we want it to equal to the number of years that person would have on Earth. And the same goes for Mercury and I believe all the other planets. Yes. Okay, let's start with that. So first thing I need to do is I need to create a file. Space_h.js, and I can close the file browser. It will be let's start with like finishing the contract we have. So if you look here, this is like a default export. So we write that, and it exports something. We'll see what. Oh, sorry. You see, export default, of course. Now, I mean, you see that we have this new here, which kind of suggests we should use classes. But as I said in the beginning, I really don't like classes, especially for tasks like these, when you just combine things and you actually don't need to remember any instance properties. So I will write it in a small trick. That is, I will return a function, and this function will return an object. So what we receive is what we get in the new constructor is this parameter, which is the number of seconds. And then we can access the, well, like, sorry, you can't pass links in the chat. Sorry. And then we will have these properties on the object we return. How it will look, let's see. So we have seconds, and in this object we return now just seconds, right? Let's save it. Let's run watch, and what we see is, oh yeah, we have one test passed, which is this one, and we have skipped 8 tests, as I said. Okay, so the first contract was like done. We have the first test passing. That's easy. That was easy. It was nice. Now it's becoming to be a little bit more difficult. So I will remove this X and enable the test. This thing has immediately updated, and we have one foiling test. Right, let's go there. So the name of the function we need to implement is on Earth. I will edit here. Sorry. On Earth. That's going to be a function which doesn't need anything, and we want to return the number of years. I will go to this file to copy this number of seconds we have here provided. And now, just for the purpose of showing that this thing actually works, we can do seconds divided by this number. We can refactor it later. I will save it, and it still fails. How is that? Oh, yes. So the correct result is this long number that they expect us to round it. Okay, that means we can write it a little bit nicer. We will create a new function. We call it round to 2 maybe, and it will receive a number. And what we need to do is take the number, multiply it by 100, round it, and then divide by 100, because round method rounds to the integers. Okay, let's see how it goes. Right now I will just have it return the same thing and just wrap what we have here in the parentheses to see that it works, and it returns the same number. Yes. I will multiply by 100 and apply this to math.round, And when I save, I should see that, yeah, it's rounded. Now I need to divide by 100. And let me put it on a new line. I save it, and the ancient Earth years passed. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, we will keep it as it is now. Oh, no, maybe not. This is really ugly. I mean, we shouldn't have these constants here. So I will take it and I will create a special constant for that. Let's call it seconds in Earth year. Yeah, it's maybe a little bit too verbose, but at least we understand what that means. Let me pass it here. We have it. Nice. It still passes. Okay, let's look for the other things. Let's try the first planet, and then we can think if we can somehow, like, I mean, it's very similar, because here we just have like some fraction or some multiplier for the Earth years. So maybe we can like somehow make it easier, but let's focus on the next thing now. So first, enable the test. It fails. That's good, kind of. We have a function called onMercury, right? So let's add it. So what we need is that the orbital period is this fraction of your Earth years. Okay, orbital period, that means we need to take the Earth years and divide it by this number. I hope so. Right now we don't have this property, right? So we need to get it somewhere. And now we kind of see that if we use classes, we could have called this onEarth method, but we don't want that. So I will change this code a little bit, and to make it onEarth somehow accessible. So I will write a new function, and let's call it seconds to Earth, and that's going to be something that takes seconds and returns, well, exactly what we have here, right? That's why we write that. So now this is like a simple transformation, very easy to understand, and we will use it here. Unfortunately, the API that tests forces on us isn't the best, but we can live with that. Now that means that we need this number again, right? Oh, sorry, this is a function, right? That returns this. Okay, so looks good, right? Maybe. Let's save it. Oh, cool. So we haven't rounded that, right? That's the thing. Here we have round to 2. So let's pass this and use it. Let's run it. Okay, it passes. But here I see a potential problem, because we actually do the rounding twice. We do it here and we do it here. That could mean that at one point this rounding combined with this rounding could make an error by I don't know, some small fraction, I think. Yeah, of course, it can be a problem, and we don't want that. So let's do it a little bit differently. Let's change the second to not to include the rounding. Yes, and move the rounding back here. This way we will not have any. Oh, sorry. I changed something, right? Yeah. I forgot to copy the R. Save. Yes, it passes, and it's much nicer. Okay, I could have included the next planet, and I will do that. Yeah, the Venus. Let's try Venus, how it works. So again, I go here, I remove the X, and now we see it's kind of repetitive, right? Because I can basically just duplicate this Mercury line, change this number to the thing I copied previously and rename this to Venus. Save it, and something's wrong. Yeah, a comma needs to be here. And the Venus is right. So I guess we have this thing done okay. It computes what we need, but as you see, we could have copied this over and over and just change this name and this fraction, which kind of brings me to, and then of course, yeah, we always pass it to the same thing, which is not nice copying, right? So we can abstract this to another function, and I will actually do that. So we have this, what is that? It transforms that to the years inside of that planet, for the planet, and then rounds it to 2. Okay, how to name that? Oh, naming is difficult. So it's 2 planet years. Okay, let's call it just like this. It also rounds, but for us it's okay. Again, you receive seconds, and you return exactly what I copied here. But now you see this is fixed, but we want this to be another variable, which would be the ratio. So we have the ratio. We can change this. So we want to call 2 planet years, the seconds, and the second argument is the fraction. Let me copy this. And we have that. I will save it to see if it still works, and it still works. Oh yeah, I like this. Convert to planet years. I like that. Thank you, Wookie. That's a nice name. Okay, but that kind of means that this on Earth is the same thing, but the fraction, the ratio is 1, right? That kind of makes sense, right? That way, this whole thing is the same. I will save it, and it obviously works because it's the same. And yeah, I kind of like this. I kind of like this. This is good. So now I will copy these for the rest of the planets. Oh no, okay. We have these really magical numbers here, and we don't want magical numbers appearing out of nowhere because we don't know what they mean. So we would put them into a map. How to name that? Planet. Oh no, what is ratios? I can't, I'm missing something, right? Yeah, I think that we can write it like that. And it would be a map. Hi, Lukash. That's a map. So I will take the names. Okay, now the question is, should I capitalize them or not? Probably not. This is the best. And we'll pass the ratios. Let me copy this and make it hopefully a little bit faster. This is not the fun part. Maybe I could write some kind of regex. I mean, it doesn't make sense for these two, but for the next few, we can be smart, right? And then instead of this magical number here, I will write Mercury. I can write Earth and Venus. Let's say that. Oh, something's wrong. Oh no, capital S. Yeah, it works. That's nice. Okay, so now the rest of the thing is pretty simple. I just take these, right? And first write the ratios here and then, yeah, write these there. Thinking about some nice way how to do that, you know. Okay, so first thing I will do is that I will replace all these, and okay, I can remove one space after the two. I can take, I'm searching for that and then replacing it with nothing, right? I actually want to replace this with a comma. And this. Okay, we have the capitalizations, okay. I mean, I knew how to write it in Vim, I'm not sure how to do it now in Atom, so I will do that. Like, I know it's not nice, it's not nice, it's not very nice. Actually, it's pretty stupid because I will need these numbers, sorry, these one more, because I need them here, don't I? So let's see how I can manage. Okay, now I will try to do some magic. So first I will do online selection, I will enable regex, and I will replace a semicolon followed by anything with this kind of stuff, right? Am I doing right? Let's see, let's replace that. Oh yeah, that's nice. And then we want to just put the on it. So that's like, inside the selection, take the take the beginning, 2 spaces, and replace with 2 spaces and the words on. Replace all, nice, cool. Yeah, I'm not sure about small caps. It's a little bit annoying, right? But I mean, it's maybe faster to. I will write it to something I need to learn. Neptune, cool. And now I need to do this again here. Yeah, it's not very fun. I hope I write it right. Uranus and Neptune. Okay, cool. So let's see if this works first, right? I see that Lada is suggesting something of some generator, because this is still some repetition. And okay, let me remove the minimap. Yeah, it makes, okay. Okay, it doesn't solve much. That's not nice. Okay. Can I make this a little bit? How does this look for you? Is it good? Is it better? Yeah, very cool. Okay, this is better, I think. I save. We have a fail because I cannot write. Right? What does it say? Unexpected token. Planet ratios at Mars. Oh, and we're missing a comma here. Why is that? Save. Oh, I don't have commas anywhere. I see that. Okay, that's my bad. Forgot to copy them. I mean, I don't like the trailing comma, so I will not write it here. Let's save it, and we still have a problem. Where is that? Where is that? Yeah, commas are difficult. We still have the problem with ratios at Mars. Oh yeah, thank you. Who was that? We're missing the semicolons. I didn't wrote the semicolons at all. How? Okay, this is not very nice. Okay, let's save it. Yeah, everything works now. Oh my god. So I think we have a nice abstraction, and now let's go to the spec and let's be adventurous and let's replace all the occurrences of xit with it, and let's save it. Oh yes, yes, everything works. That's nice. All the tests are passing. Well done. Right, and now, I mean, this kind of looks good. I mean, it doesn't look on the monitor because the things are kind of the name is kind of long, so just make this whole line long. The other thing is that we pass seconds to everything, right? We don't need that. So what we could do is that we could do some carrying, right? So we would create this, we would change this convert to planet years to actually receive 2 arguments. Yes, and then we would save this first part, and just the ratio would be called, just the method with the ratio would be called. Okay, I think that actually makes sense. It will make it a little bit shorter and easier. Eventually, we could also like return the empty function here, and we don't have to write this thing there, which would make it shorter as well. Okay, I think we can do that. So for that, we need to change the statement to be actually a return statement. This will not be okay. I mean, let's keep the curly bracket. Sorry, the brackets. We need to wrap this whole thing in curly brackets. This needs to, yes, nice. And what we do is now we need to save that, right? So it's something, I need to think about a name, and it will be this first part of that. Yes, that looks good. Let's think about the name. Something that conveys that message. Convert to planet years. We have seconds, right? Maybe we can. I mean, we can be. Now we are inside the methods, right? So we kind of know what's happening. We can name it like, I don't know, convert. I mean, maybe we can just keep it convert. We can change it later, right? So what it leaves us is that we want every call for actually this whole thing, right? Oh, that's going to be nice. We want to replace this whole with just convert. Let's see that. Replace. Oh yeah, that looks much better. That looks much better. I will save it and we will see. I will save it. I will save it. Oh yes, it works. That is much nicer. So, I mean, even though we have 46 lines of code, what I like about this is it's easily readable, right? Let me go through it again. So you have this default, you receive the seconds, and with these seconds you can do some nice things. First, what we do is we call method convert to planet years with these seconds. That means we will kind of bind this in a certain way, and this thing will, it's a carrying, yeah, I mean, some of you know it. So we will return this function that expects a ratio, and we get these ratios from this map we have on the top file, so it's very easy to see what they mean. And it returns a function that returns the actual result, which we do because of the API we have. And I'm not totally sure about this, if this empty function should be here or at each part here. I'm not really sure, but this looks like it's smaller, right? So it's probably good. This function, and I mean, the good thing about this, we don't have, this is like a black box for us. This function just does what we want to. And it takes advantage of these two functions we have, second to which is here. It's also easy to understand, and we have this round to 2, which does some small number gymnastics with this number. Okay, I like this. I like this. I think this is really nice. If we want to make this like a little bit better, I'm not sure if I want to use that. Instead of returning this object, which anyone can change, we can create. We can run object freeze. How do you write that? Freeze, right? I hope it's like that. Yeah, I think so. So, oh, I can actually run that. And it works, sorry, yeah, so it's written like that. This way, nobody can, for example, rewrite this method with something else, and they cannot change the seconds to anything else. So it's a little bit safer. Of course, this has some overhead, and it depends who will be working with this object. I might actually leave it there because I think it's nice to have it freeze. Okay, cool. Now comes the funny part, is that when we are satisfied with the solution, the same way we had this exercism fetch, we have exercism submit. Is it submit? Yeah, it's submit. You see, I did it some time ago, and I submit the file I wrote here. Let's do that, and you see that it says it was submitted, and the solution is here. Oh, sorry, I need to copy that. Solution is here. I will actually post this to the chat so you can look into it. Yeah, I think you should see that. As you see, I'm in an anonymous window now, so I'm not logged in. But otherwise, you can write comments to the solution. This is like the version, as I said, they call it iteration. So when someone writes something, I would say, like I would like to implement, I can create a new iteration. It's a really nice thing. What is there as well, oh, I need to be logged in for that thing, is that you can see the solution of other people and you can comment on that. Okay, maybe I can do that. It can be fun, right? So I will do some small magic with the windows, and I will actually use my sorry, yeah. So this is when I'm logged in. This is the same solution. And I see other implementations. Let's see how other people approach that. Let's see, I don't know, this guy, and maybe, I mean, this guy has 3 iterations, so let's see how he improved. Okay, this is actually very close to what we have. Well, not much. So he has this object with the ratios. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, what he does, he takes the keys from this object, and for each, he adds a function on the prototype created by concatenating the string. Is this? Oh, you don't see that. My bad. Yeah, like that. Sorry, that's better, right? Yeah, I don't like this. This is not very nice. And then he creates a function which receives body. I'm not sure what it is. And it returns the year, this Earth, years, planets, planet. Okay, that makes sense. And it, oh yeah, so he's using this toFixed method. The toFixed method is actually different from rounding because it cuts the rest, I believe. And this plus is a small hack how to convert. Oh yeah, and it returns a string. So this is a small trick how to convert it from the string back to the number. Oh man, that's like a lot of hacks on one line. The whole thing is a class, the constructor. Yeah, you just have the seconds, which you don't need anywhere. Oh yeah, you need it, sorry, for the API. And then you compute the Earth years. Yeah, okay, I see. It's actually kind of nice. I think it's kind of too smart in here. Yeah. Let's see the next one. As I said, this guy has two iterations, and as you see, when I go there, it flips. So let's see the first one. This is the first iteration. Again, we have this configuration object, we have it aligned. Yeah. We have point fix, which just, oh yeah, that's just, again, it's the same function. In our code, we call it, round to 2. That's the same thing. Again, using this 2 fix and multiplied by 1, so it's converted to number. Also kind of it's not that nice, I guess. We have the space age, we have constructor, receive seconds, it's nice. And then we have a method called on somewhere. Yeah, you pass a planet as a string, and then it will basically do the very same thing we have in the function. Sorry, I can move this. Convert to planet years. It's very similar. Very similar. Yeah. So I would say this is somehow similar to the solution we've written, but it uses classes. And then I see one big problem here. You have these keys, which are string keys, and this on somewhere planet isn't pure because it's using some configuration object. So instead of passing the data, we pass IDs. I don't like that. That's not what I would write, but otherwise I would say this is a really nice code. Let's see how we improved in the second iteration. Yeah. Oh, what is that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly, Lukash. Yeah. Lukash says it's always a struggle removing duplication versus readability. For me, the readability would be always the first. I mean, for me, it's a no-go. The second one is just one class. He just moves this into the Oh yeah, I see. So this is basically the same solution we've seen before. It iterates through the object, which is now a constant inside the constructor. I think this is mixing like a lot of approaches. So instead of that pure class approach, we've seen like the objective-oriented approach. This tries to do other things, like a lot of things inside the constructor, and then it dynamically creates these methods string-wise. Yeah, I kind of say this one was better for me. Like at least when you go into the paradigm, that looks better, and I will click on this. Looks great because it is great. Okay, that was the solution for the space age. I kind of like that. I think we will move to another thing, right? Let's try the next project. So I can fetch new project. Let's see what it is. Grains. Okay. So I will grains, and I will run the yarn so we have it installed. Let me close all these windows, find that folder, grains, and oh, that's interesting. We have some more files here. We have the baking teacher library. Okay, let's see what it does. Oh, thank you, Alex. Hope to see. I hope to see you again. Thank you. Grains. Calculate the number of grains of wheat on a chessboard given that the number on each square doubles. Oh yeah, that's the famous story. Okay, that's kind of, I mean, so far it's not that difficult. There once was a wise servant who saved the life of a prince. Yeah, that's the story. I think many of us heard that, right? So yeah, you put like one grain on the first square, 2 grains on the next, 4 on the third, and so on. And I mean, we kind of all are programmers, and we know how this goes on. So it's basically the 2 to the power of number of the of the position of the square. We have 64 squares for the chessboard, yeah, and we need to write a code that computes how many grains were on each square and the total number of grains. Oh yeah, this is actually difficult because JavaScript doesn't support the big numbers, I believe. 2 to the power of 2 to the power of 64 is a really big number. We want to have a total number of grains, which is 2 to the power of 65 minus 1. That's also a big number. Okay, and we have some bonus points. Okay, we don't need them right now. Let's see what they write in the grain spec. Oh yeah, we have something in here. In JavaScript, integers beyond plus minus this big number cannot be accurately represented. Yeah, that's what I said. That's because we use this 64-bit floating point numbers. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, we need to use this big integer type, and they included this big integer. That's the library they have there. Okay, it makes sense. You can read more about in here. Okay, let's see what they have. We have some methods. Nice. Okay, so let's see this library. Usage, yeah, we pass number and the base. It's okay. Methods. Add, yeah, okay. We probably want something like, oh yeah, mod power. No, that's not what we want. Let's look. Yeah, power, that's what we want, yeah. Exponent, okay, it makes an exponent, okay. Okay, I think that with this it's kind of so far straightforward. Yeah. Plus minus, okay. So let's see how it works. Yeah, and we have that module. Sorry, I saw it. So we have this. Oh, we have big integer spec. Oh, that's to show us how it works. So we import a big int, we pass something, and then yeah, we can do things. Number, and it's immutable. That's nice. We can add things. We can perform buffer operations. That's what we will probably need, right? Okay, and then what is the API for this module? So you import grains, and it has a method called square, okay, and we pass the position of the square, we expect some number, yeah, okay, and we have a total, and it's something, oh yeah, and we expect this to be in the string, so we probably, yeah, we have toString, which will return a string. Okay, I think we know everything we need, so let's start. We need a new file. It's going to be called grains.js. And now we want to import this library, so I will copy it from here. Yeah, we have it. And the API again, sorry, I want to look at that, import grains, and we again have this new, but we don't need that. I mean, we just need this method square which receives the number. So let's not write any classes. So I will do the same thing I did before. This returns the object. with a property called square. It receives n, which is the number, and it will return something, right? So how was that? Yeah, just write a number I want here. So it will be 2 to the power of n, no, n minus 1, right? So because on the first one it's 1, and the second one it's 2, so we need to like, yeah, it's n minus 1. Let's save it. Oh, I didn't run that yarn watch. And oh, we have 2 failed tests. Cannot find module with big integer from big integer spec. Okay. Thank you, that's nice. So they didn't prepare it as I would expect. We have this, oh, it's lib big integer. Okay, that's probably it. Lib / big integer save. Yeah, that's gonna be it. And in here I do the same thing. Lib save, close this. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we have that. Oh, and I forgot we need to convert the string. Okay, now I save, and it runs both of the tests. It's run the big integer spec, but whatever, it's not that long. We can keep that. Okay, so this actually works. Let's see which test we are running. We only run the first one. I believe that what we have should, this should work, this should work, this should work, this also, and we don't have the total. Okay, so except the total, which should work. Let's save, and we'll see. Come on. What is that? Oh yeah, sorry. No, was it? God, why can't I scroll that? I don't know what happened. Yeah, to pass. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry, because it's in this describe. Okay. Okay, nice. And we have one. Oh yeah, 12 passed. It's like this is 2 test suits because it's a test suit here, and 12 passed tests. Okay, and now we will just do the total. So again, this is a little bit tricky question. I mean, for the people that know mathematics, this is kind of easy. But what we want to do is we want to have a sum over all of the fields. So that would mean we could run this function from 1 to 64, run this function and add that, but that would be kind of difficult, and we would have to, it's not very, I mean, come on, it would take so much time, it would take so much memory and everything. So 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8, etc. Plus 2 to the power of 64 is, and I think I said that, 2 to the power of 65 minus 1, right? You can actually, and it's like, sorry, minus 1 the whole thing, right? It's like that. You can see that. I mean, that's basically how the binary works, right? So when you have all ones and you add 1, everything will turn into 0, and we will have 1 at the beginning. That means that 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 4 is 7. You see exactly 1 below that. We know that, so let's do this. So it's a function, we don't need anything. It's the very same thing we have here, except it's to the power of 65, and then it's minus, I don't remember the method. Is it plus, minus? Oh, what was that? Minus 1. Okay. Oh no, sorry, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, minus 1. That's straightforward. -1. Let's save it. Oh, I didn't. And let's remove this x and save it now. And oh no, something's wrong. I did something wrong. I did too much. Oh, haha. I see that. Yeah. So the problem is that here we have n-1. So we done some numbers from 1 to the power of 64, but we sum them to the power of 63, which means we need to add 1. That is 3. Sorry, I'm confused. Yeah, it should be 4. It should be 4 here. -1. Yes, because we start on 0. Save, and it passes. Yes, nice. Okay, so this isn't that much programming task, is it? It's mostly about how well you pay attention at your math class, I guess. And of course, learning how to work with this big int number. Yeah, I kind of like it. It looks good. There's no much we can improve, is there? Again, here I could do the object freeze. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. Here it will just look ugly a bit, so I will skip that. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. So I will close this window. It was kind of fast, and we can submit that. Sorry, grains.js, submit, and we have this link to my submission. I will go there. I will also pass it to the chat if you want to see that. How is that? Grains. And yeah. Very nice. That's what we have. Oh no, I'm sorry. I posted into. Yeah, I wanted to post it here because I'm logged in here. So let's see other implementations. I mean, we see this guy was kind of nice, so let's see that. And I want to see this because it has 2 iterations. So let's see what's the difference. Yeah, that's the same. There's not much to think about. The second one, oh yeah, this one looks bigger. Oh, that's exactly what I said. This guy is iterating through all the fields, or how do you call it? Yeah, the fields, and adding that together. That's not really. That's not fast. That's not fast at all. This is pretty slow. And do I see it right? He uses big int and it's a square bracket, right? That's interesting. That is very interesting. Oh yeah, it's here as well. Okay, maybe some other use of that. Okay, and let's see what he did in the, or she, sorry, what they did in the first iteration. Okay, so they didn't read the instructions well, because in that it says you cannot represent these numbers in JavaScript, and they received some. Oh, they didn't receive an error, but it wasn't accurate. I think we can try it in the console here. I hope it will be visible. Oh, sorry. So if you do 2 to the power of 64, oh, sorry, yeah, you receive something, but you see that you have these zeros, which is something you cannot get, because it would mean this number is divisible by 5, and if it's a power of 2, it doesn't have any other primes than 5. Sorry, than 2. So this is definitely not accurate, and it's definitely wrong. So we can't use that. Can we somewhere see the real number? Oh yeah, we have it somewhere. Whatever. Oh, in the specification. Oh, it's also very. Fair. Oh yeah, it's similar. Let me copy that number, and we removed 1, right? This is kind of interesting. So yeah, we see it's good till like the last 4. That isn't bad. That's not bad. But from that, it is different. It's just rounded, so we can't use that for that big number. Okay, that's interesting to know. That's interesting. Okay, cool. We submitted that solution, and it means we can go for the next one. Yes, really cool. We can, yeah, we can do more. So what is gonna be this time? Fetch new task. Oh, triangle. That sounds interesting. I will immediately do the yarn thing. Let me, oh, I can let me close these. And triangle, it's here. Let's open this and this all together. Oh, I see something. Triangle. Determine if a triangle is, oh, these words are difficult, man. Equilateral, isosceles, and scalene. I think that's how it's pronounced. Okay, let me just quickly look into that. Equilateral, okay. I know what it means, but it's isosceles, okay, and scalene, yeah, okay, cool, nice words. So equilateral triangle has all 3 sides the same length, okay, and isosceles triangle has at least 2 sides the same length. Yeah, at least, okay, it is sometimes specified as having exactly 2 sides, yeah, but for our purposes, we say at least 2, okay, interesting. And scalene triangle has all sides of different lengths, okay. And we have some notes. For a shape to be a triangle at all sides have to be of length higher, bigger than 0, and the sum of lengths of any 2 sides must be greater than or equal to the length of the 3rd side. Yeah, there's a triangle inequality. Yeah. Okay, I will not explain that. We have something deeper. Yeah, okay, we don't have to do that. Okay. That makes kind of sense. Let's see what is the API of this module. Like, let's look at the test. Okay, so we have a triangle. Oh, we construct a new triangle. We pass the sides, yes. And then we have a method called kind, and it returns a string. So this is all the sides are the same, so it's equilateral. Oh yeah, this has only 2 sides the same, so it's isosceles, and when it's neither of that, it's scalene. Okay, and oh, and then we have these legal triangles, and oh, what is this, man? Okay, we will deal with this later, but when I see this bind, it means that it kind of forces us to use classes, and I don't like classes. I don't like classes in JavaScript. So we will have to deal with this somehow, maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure why would you do that? Okay, let's not do that. Now we can do the easy part, easy. And that is, we will receive 3 numbers. We need to see how many of them are the same. Okay, that sounds okay. Create a new file. Oh, what did I do? Sorry. We have a new file. It will be, I can't write. default export. Now we will receive all the sides, and we will return again a function, an object that has this kind function. And that's a function doesn't receive anything, return anything. And it returns a string, for example, equilateral. Oh, man. Oh, I did it again, right? Export default. I don't know why I always want to write it this way. Thank you, sorry. Okay, we have these three, right? But what it actually, how we decide that? I have an idea. As I said, we care about the number of sides of different lengths. So if all of these three are different, it's, I forget the names, scalene. If we get like two unique values, then it's isosceles, and we have only one unique value, it's equilateral. And I think some of you already know what it is. So what I do actually here is I get sides, and with this, what I can do is that I can create a new set from ECMAScript and pass sides. So what this will actually do is that it will get rid of the duplications, and that's exactly what we want. And from this set, what we need is size, right? So this will tell you number of unique lengths inside those sizes. I think we can see that how it works, because this will, yeah, it will fail because we will return a number, but we will see if it works as it should. Oh yeah, so yeah, okay, we expected this, but we received one. Okay, that makes sense. I kind of feel confident to remove the X from the basic ones. So let's try that. I want to change XIT to IT inside the selection. Let's try that and save. We have a lot of errors, but I want to see, yeah, it works. And for the third one, yes, yeah, it has to work, right? It's simple math. So for now, we just need to have this small mapping, which would transform the number to the name. I need to copy this name. So the first one is, I will copy it from here then. I'm bad at naming. Names, triangle names maybe? Or type names, okay. Oh, no, let's go triangle types. And now, oh, that's a question. Yeah, we should probably... Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, Lukasz, you can't paste only big letters. That's okay. Okay, sorry about that. Can you write in lower caps? And we will have this. So when we have one unique value, it's this equilateral. When we have two is isosceles, and when we have three unique values, we call it scalene. I learned something cool. And what we need to do now is just like, I mean, okay, let's do it the simple way. I'm not sure if I will like it, but just read that from there and save, and oh, it works. it works. So we have that solved, but this is definitely not nice, right? I mean, this whole thing is kind of nasty. So let's abstract that to a new function. It's basically just the same, but it's a little better. And we will call it unique. Oh, sorry. Values. Unique values, and it will get values as an array, as will be one thing, and it will return what I had there, except this is now called values. Why did I call it values? Is because now we don't actually care how big this array is, and this function is reusable for any array. We just number. Oh, it's actually not unique values, it's number. Let's just call it number of unique values. That's better. That's better. Number of unique values, and we pass size. Yeah, unique value count. That's maybe better. Thank you. Unique values count. Yeah, that's better, I guess. Yeah, so this is reusable thing. This is just a simple math, simple map, and kind of simple math as well. And yeah, that's it. That's how it works. Now I have to look at these other things when we are supposed to throw errors. Okay, so I mean, this API is pretty bad for us. I mean, even if it wasn't, I'm not sure why they use this weird syntax. Even if it was classes, why it should throw only when you try to find out the chi. It should fail immediately when you try to create the triangle, right? Because the triangle is not triangle, so it couldn't be done. I kind of think we will have to change this. What I will do, I mean, I kind of don't like to do that, but I will create a method which is called isTriangle. It will be the same as kind, and I will run it. So I will, yeah, to throw. Yeah, we can throw an error, whatever. I don't think that throwing errors is good, but yeah, we can do that. So I will kind of do not very cool thing. I will replace this thing with, oh, let's call this valid, right? Why not? Oh, actually we want to throw an error, so we don't return true or false, so we call it validate, because validate can throw an error. Makes sense. Yes. Let's try that. Oh, we have a new suggestion, count unique values. Yeah, that's good. I like that. It's a verb, yeah, because it's a method. Yeah, we changed that. We changed, oh, I forgot for the dot. Sorry, dot validate. We have that, okay. And I kind of think we can make them, we can run them. Yeah, we will fail, but we will implement it. So what was the suggestion again? Count unique values. I will copy that from the chat. Cool. That is better. That is better. So, and now we have to do validate, which is a function, and now we can do some magic with the size. Sorry, yeah. So now let's look what they prepared for us. So it throws an error if it's not a triangle. What it means is that one or more of the sides are either 0 or negative, or they don't adhere to the inequality for triangles. Okay. Okay. Yes, so what I want to do is that we have these two conditions. So first we will check that every number is positive, and then we will check the inequality. It's like two things. Okay, let's do it. Let's do this. So so it has only positive. We pass the sides. Let's do this one, and then after that we add the second thing, which would be yeah, I mean, let's think about it later. The naming is difficult always. So we have this really nice function, small function, const, has only positives, yeah. And you receive again values, because we don't care about how many of them are there. And what we do is that JavaScript array has this really nice method called each or every. Every. I think it's every. I always mix it up. What it does is that it will run this predicate on every item and returns true only if the predicate returns true for every item. Yeah, that one is really neat. So what we want to do is that for each n, because we kind of know it's our numbers, we want to return that the n is bigger than 0. Okay, let's run that. Oh no, sorry, this returns true false, right? Yeah. Yeah. That's, I mean, I don't like the API, but whatever. So let's call this throw. It will be a true false thing, right? It will be a true false method. And if throw, oh, I can't call it throw, man. Oh. Should throw. I think we can do this, right? Man, no, actually we have this is like the positive thing, right? So this is, if these are true, then we should not throw. So actually is valid. Yes, that's what we want to do. That's a better naming. And if not valid, we will throw. I save it, and we get 5 failed tests, even the triangles with no size. Interesting. I'm not sure if this actually throws. No, it still doesn't throw an error. What is it? Error throw? What? Do I miss something? Yes. Yes, I do miss something. And now I kind of see why they did that behind, because this will be evaluated because the throw is run. So what we need to do is we need to replace this thing with an anonymous function. Replace all, save. And yeah, only 3 of them passed. Yeah, sorry. That's not nice. That's not nice. Small trick. But yeah, only those three we are not taking care of are not passing. So we have this. The second thing we want to do is that if it, what is the word? It follows the inequality. No. What is the word? Passes inequality? I'm not sure. Let's call it pass. I'm not sure if you know the correct word for that. Oh, and then we have these really, really difficult words. Inequality. I will copy that. Okay. I'll write it like this. Passes inequality, and it will receive those three values, but now I need to work with them individually, I believe. I don't know about any easy way how to write that. We just have to write all three comparisons. Not actually, right? Yeah, we can be smarter. Let's be smart. Let's do it a smarter way. So what I could have done is that I would write three conditions in a way A plus B needs to be bigger or equal to C. And then I would do all the permutations and all the possibilities, and it would probably work, but that's not fun, is it? So what we can do is that we can, if we add C to both of these and to both of the sides, and we know we can because it's positive, math, this actually becomes the sum of those numbers, and this is 2C, right? And then C could be actually X, so that means like any of these sides. So we can do this everything again. Okay, let's do that. So we have sum would be, oh man, sorry. Now I don't need the specific values because I will not be ever referencing them. That's cool. That's cool. So I will call it sides. And it's sine dot, and this is like the small thing, it's reduce, and you receive pref and next, and we can do the small thing when you just count them. I mean, this is a, like, it would be better to have this somewhere in a function called sum, but it's so small it doesn't make sense. I kind of miss that it's not part of the spec, and we don't have sum on a prototype on arrays. So we have that, we have the sum, and then we can return, that for every side, let's call it X, we want to say that the sum is higher or equal to 2 times X. Oh, like that. Oh, and everything passes. That is nice. Okay, so let's see. Everything is passing. We had to do this small change of how the method is, how the tests were written, because we wanted to maintain this nice API. And the good thing is that this validate method with these two sub-methods is generally reusable. Like if you have these sides, you can just like pass it and it will check any free, any triplet of sides. The triangle types are kind of easy. We use this kind of, I'm not sure if it's called trick, maybe it's a small trick, but it's very useful, and I think it's very understandable what it does. This is kind of straightforward. This inequality, I'm not sure. Like, it feels good. We just do something. We wrote this, like we had this like really nice method. But if I compare it with those 3 lines, each very directly comparing. I'm not sure. I can divide it. I will use this because this is more fun to write, and I mean this is not production code. I don't write this for my job, so I can afford to be a little bit more, you know, to have more fun than usual. It's true if I wrote it for a professional, like in professional contract, I would probably use all those three conditions. Yeah, I probably would. Okay, so I have it. All the tests are passing. We don't have any skipping tests, right? No, nothing skipped. Okay. This is nice. I like this. I like this. Let's submit that solution. Triangle.js. So I will pass the solution to the chat again, so you can see it. Post. Very nice. And let's see. Yeah, so we have that. Nice. And let's see the other implementations. So I kind of like this guy. He wrote it nicely. And then maybe this one, because again, he had, this has 3 iterations and 3 comments that can be interesting what people wrote there. Oh, okay. Yes, okay, this is interesting. Can I make this bigger? Oh, I can make it bigger. I don't know about that. So in the constructor, it takes all 3 numbers, and then it, yeah. Okay, first it checks if all of them are bigger than 0. Then it does this checking if it's, oh, I see that. Okay, and then they check the inequality, the triangle inequality, and you see how these 3 conditions look like. And it's not that bad. You kind of understand what's happening, so it's kind of good. So yeah, and then it says the kind to logical, illogical, and then he tests if all of them are the same. If A and B is the same, B and C and A, then it's equilateral. If A and B is the same, interesting, or B and C or C and A. Oh, I see that. Okay, okay. So if any pair is equal, so it basically just changes and to or, so it makes sense. It's isosceles and it's scalene. Okay, and then when it's illogical, that it throws an error. Yeah, that's kind of straightforward. I'm not sure I like this. This like this waterfall of if else's. Well, I kind of don't. I kind of don't. I think it's difficult to change that. And I mean, if I were to write a new type for some reason, it would be difficult to decide where to put it. Like you would have to understand everything to know if it should be like the first one, or maybe, I don't know, the third condition, or maybe the last one. It's not that easy, I guess. So I would have some objections against this code, but otherwise it's straightforward. Oh, this one. So we have we have 3 iterations and we have some comments. So let me. Do you see some big? I mean, let's just go for the 3rd iteration. Oh yeah. Oh, this guy. I see some confusing algorithms of SAT. Yeah. Oh yeah, I see that. I mean, this is pretty interesting piece of code. Creating an array and then assigning value to like to 0, 1, 2. It doesn't make sense. I mean, this guy is actually saying, yeah, it should be like this. It's interesting. We have this really nice map. This is the very same map we have, I believe. And then they check if it has a 0 at all, that's interesting. So if anything is 0, you have an error. If, oh, this is a nice trick. I'm not sure if I like it, but it takes the sides, it joins them with a nothing, so it will be like just the numbers together as a string, and it looks for the minus, and if the minus is there, then you pass a minus value. That's actually clever. I don't like it, but it's clever. And then you have the equality. We will look at it later. It will throw an error. In yours, say it will do this set trick we used as well. Nice. And then return from the map. What about the equality? So what it actually does, it takes the sides and it sorts them. And I never know if this is increasingly or decreasingly. I think this is increasing. No. Yeah, it's increasing. So the last one will be the biggest one. And they check that the, always interesting, that the biggest one is smaller than the two smaller ones combined. That's a nice trick. That's actually kind of nice. I like that. So you take the biggest one and compare with the two. We could have done that something similar, because again we can use this trick that we have the sum if we like put it on both sides. So we only need to do it for the biggest one. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Yeah, so we kind of instead of 3 comparisons and like few operations, we do the sorting, which I don't know. But yeah, I like that. That's actually, I mean, I can't. Sorry, I clicked on the looks good, but I can't do that because of these things. That's not just good. But this is actually kind of clever. I mean, it's fun, right? That's what we want to have. Very cool. Oh, this is nice. So we done 3 solutions. It's 8. I would say let's do one more. We'll see. I kind of like this. I like this. Okay, so we know the drill. We fetch a new one from ECMAScript, and it's called clock. Oh, clock. Clock here. Let's see the Readme and the spec. I don't want to do that. Yeah, Readme. Implement a clock that handles times without dates. Create a clock that is independent of date. You should be able to add or subtract minutes to it. 2 clocks that represent the same time should be equal to each other. Okay, so we have something, we have like an hour and minutes, right? So it's like the clock you have on your watch. When you add minutes, you can go to like the kind of previous day, but you don't remember a day, so you just change the clock. Yeah, okay, interesting. Let's see the API, how they do that. So we have, import add clock. So we have expect at a toString, we have a toString to equal the string representation of that. When we create at 11, 9, 24 is actually 0, 25 is actually 1, 100 is actually 4, I see. 60 minutes adds an hour, okay. The same for other values. You can combine it together, okay. And it goes continuously, nice. This is basically the same. You can go to the past, so you can pass it. So it's -1, that's 23 plus 15, okay, 23, 15. Negative hours, multiple negative minutes, okay. 1 clock minus 4 days, okay, it's interesting. This is the same, this is some combination with higher numbers. And yeah, if we have this plus 3 minutes. This is the same, plus, yeah, so maybe some nicer things, plus, minus the same thing, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, and what we have, oh, and equals, okay. So as far as I remember, we have this kind of a constructor, it's not a constructor. We have equals, we have toString, we have plus and minus. Okay, that sounds interesting. That sounds interesting. We will see. Yeah, looks like a case for modulo. Yeah, we will see how that goes. That's true. Huh. Okay, we will create a file as usual, right? I always increase the font size because I have the close tree view next to the increase font size, something like that. Okay, so what we do, we export is add. Oh, finally we don't have any. We don't have classes. Great. We don't have to like go over that. That's really cool. So we can immediately start writing the function, and we will receive hours and minutes, and we will return an object, and I will write the methods to string, right? Oh, sorry, to string, which is a method, and that returns, I don't know, what was that? 8 o'clock. I will save it. I will run the test, and oh, we passed the first test. That was easy. Yeah, okay, that was the easiest one. But when I think about that, right, so we have this, the default, yeah, cool, this toString. We will actually need to implement the plus and minus as one of the first, because we will use it in the constructor. We will take the number of hours, we will run modulo on that. That will give us the number of hours. And then we will use the methods we have for plus or minus on that, on the time, to actually receive the correct time. Yes, yes. Okay, I like that. What we also have, and that's gonna be a little bit trickier, is that we have this equals method, which receives another object we create. So we kind of have to also export or like pass into the object the, oh, it's gonna be difficult. I don't like that. I don't like that. It's not that. Okay. Oh, we know. Equals is actually easy because we just compare the strings. Yeah, we convert it to strings, and that's it. Okay, that's good. That's good. That will make it easier. Right. Cool. I thought we will have to like keep this canonical presentation somewhere, but it would be that would be nasty. But we don't have to do that. That's cool. That's cool. We don't have to do that. We will have the toString. We have plus, minus. Yes, yes. Yeah. So okay, let's start with this toString method for easy ones. Yeah, I'm just thinking too much forward. I shouldn't do that. Let's go one test after another. I see there will be some problems with this, but it's going to be interesting on the way. So what we have now, is we want to return a string where the first part is hours, then we have semicolon, sorry, a colon, and then we have I can write minutes. So, I mean, I'm not sure if you are familiar with the ECMAScript 6 template strings. It's just easier to write it like this instead of having these pluses and have to take care about the spaces and things like that. However, as you might see, this will not work because the hours is 8 and we need to have 0, 8 and the minutes will be 0, or actually, is it anything at the beginning? Oh, it's nothing. So the minutes are 0 by default, but we need to convert it to the 2-digit number, which is our, it is a function called pet left, and I could have used an npm package. Yeah, I'm not sure if you know this. There was a big thing with npm where a pet left package disappeared and it broke half of the internet. Yeah. Okay, let's not write a package for that. Let's write it ourselves. And we can make this kind of fixed to, yeah, we can make it fixed to the 2 digits. Technically the pet left could be more general, but let's not waste time with that. And there's a trick for this. What you do is that you add the zeros in the, yeah, it has to be, yeah, it can be just 1 0. Then you add the number. Just see that this is kind of a tricky one because this will convert the number to string. That's very nice. But once you have this, you might, I mean, imagine that n is 12, then you would have this, right? And you don't want that. But then you have this really nice methods on string prototype that's subset, I guess. Oh, or substring. Okay, we will go to the MDN. Oh, string has pet start. Didn't know about that. We will see that. Oh, pet star, I see it. It is experimental. Doesn't matter. That's cool. Target lag. Oh, yes. Okay, so if it's inside my node, I will use it. Thank you. Let's see that. We don't have to, I mean, I don't like this trick. So it's n. Oh, it's a string. Oh, okay. But we can do this. Pet start. And what is that again? Target length is 2 and the string is zeros, right? I will just call it pet so it's shorter. Pet hours, pet minutes. Save. Oh, something's wrong. To string. Oh no, okay. Oh. That is very tempting. That is very tempting. No, we don't have to do that. Oh, we have this slice. That's what I want to use, I guess, right? I'm not sure if that's where we. Oh, okay. What they do this. Oh. But I think slice will be better. Sorry, there was a really. Yeah, it was nice. It will be really nice when it's implemented. It's nice. Okay, so we need this slice because slice has this really nice thing when you can pass a negative number and we will go from the bat. Yeah, so you have begin index, and I think we can set it to minus, yeah. If begin index is -3, it is treated as string length -3. Yes, okay. So I will go back to what we had. Oh, I'm not sure if I did right. Okay. Now I changed a lot of things, man. Now that was not smart. That was not smart thing to do. Now we have this, and we have slice, and we can say it's either -2 or -1 or something like that. It's -2. Good. So it will take the last two parts of the string. It will pad it to the left. Cool, cool. I like that. That should take us like, it should make it easy for this thing as well. And the rest is going to be a little bit different. Yeah, this will still pass, and this will obviously not pass, right? Okay, so now we need to deal with the thing that what we receive here is not, it's not, how to say, it's not standardized, right? We need to normalize it. Normalize is a good word. We probably need to normalize it before we return the object. So what I will do is that I will turn this, as I did in a previous exercise, I think, into such method, and here we will do some normalization for that. And that kind of means we will have to, like here we will create a closure for which we will have reference to these correct normalized values. Yes, okay. I'm thinking how to do that the best. Yeah, I will probably keep two numbers. Or I could keep an array of two values. Yeah, I think I can do something like that. No, I will have, okay, I will do a kind of problem of that. I will have hours and minutes as a result of normalized method, which will receive raw hours and raw minutes. Sorry. This normalized will return an array with two values, and I will like kind of destruct it from it, and then I can use it in the next functions. Okay, that means we need to write this function normalize. As I said, we kind of take the number of hours. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's first write the important things, and then the parameters are here. So we receive raw hours, raw minutes. What we do is that we take raw hours, perform modulo. That will be like the number of hours and 0 minutes, and then we will use the function we will write that's called plus, that will add these number of minutes to this time. Yes. So we have sorry. So the hours is, and I hope I will write this right. Okay, we have raw hours modulo 24. Yes, and what we will actually return is that, how is the method called? It will be called plus, right? Yeah, plus. I will keep the name. It's not. I would call it add minutes. I don't like plus. We don't have this method, but what we will have it, and it will have 3 arguments. So it will have the first argument will be hours, The second one is minutes. I mean, we cannot have that, right? And the third one will be the minutes to add. Yeah, this will be what we will want to have. I will copy it, but here the minutes will be 0, right? And we add the number of minutes we get. Let me quickly. Yeah, I copied that, I have it now, and we can either pass the raw minutes or we can modulate them. Can we? No, we can't. Sorry, we can't. No, we can't. Let's do it like this. And then we can write this function. Oh, okay, for now, I will just make it like, so it does something. I mean, this is wrong, but I want to make sure that this next use case, I just want to make sure everything works. And the next test we have is this rolling over for hours, which should work even if you don't do the minute, if you don't do the modulo right now. We'll save it, and yeah, it passes. So that means we do this modulo for the hours, right? Okay. Then it kind of feels that this is one of the most important things to write, to add minutes. So what we have to do is that we need to see how what is the, when we divide it by 60, I mean how many times the 60 minutes will fit into that. Pass it, add it to the number of hours. The remainder will be number of minutes, and then we need to make sure we run modulo on the new hours as well. Yes, okay. It will be a longer function, that's why I'm wrapping it in the curly brackets. So let me write my train of thoughts again. So we have, we will have remainder, that will be, that's actually easy, right? That's the minutes plus minutes to add, and this whole thing modulo 60, and that will be actually what will be the second part of that. That's like done. The only thing that can change that is number of hours. So, and the number of hours will be, I think that does JavaScript has an integer division. I have to look, but I will write that. Okay, I will look now. I think it has, right? I think if you write it like round, okay. You don't have that? Yeah, we have division, okay. We have remainder, that is how you spell it, cool. No, okay, so we have to divide it and then round it, or actually floor it, right? Okay, I hope that would be something. Oh, I wrote it right, cool. And how we call that? Well, quotient. I think it's quotient. How? Let's see how it's pronounced. Quotient. Interesting. And for us, it's actually extra hours. And what it is that we take this again. Okay, that means we will have to create a new one, new variable, total minutes, and that's what I just copied. The remainder is this. The extra hours is total minutes divided by 60, and we need just the yeah, we can use math.floor. The floor will, like, you know, if it's 1.9, the math.floor will be 1. That's what we want. We want like the whole parse that will fit in. And then what we do next is we create let's call it next hours, and that's actually the extra hours, a remainder of 24. That kind of forces us on, like, I mean, it would be nice if we call this next minutes. No, I copied that again. We do something wrong, but we will look at that. So we receive hours, minutes to add. We take those two together. Yeah. The next minutes will be the remainder after division by 60. The extra hours, actually the rest of that. That means how many times we fit 60 inside that number of hours. Oh, sorry. But we need to add this to the hours we had, right? I forgot about that. Hours and the extra hours, yes. When I save this, oh yeah, well, we had still passing. Cool. Makes sense. We have this nice method, which is pure. You see, it doesn't depend on an array state. So now I would go and enable more and more tests, and see, this one passes, this one passes, this one passes. Okay, this is gonna take some time, right? Oh, negative hour. We should have, oh no. Yes. So when number of hours is negative, it doesn't work well. That's because the modulo in JavaScript is actually not good modulo. This is kind of a known thing, I would say. I mean, not known. I mean, I heard about that before, so that's why I remember it. But it's a trick one. It's a tricky one. Because the normal remainder, as it's defined, like modulo, when you pass a negative number, it will return a positive number. But what JavaScript does, it will return a negative number as well, as we can see here. So for JavaScript, -1 modulo, I mean, almost anything, right? 24 is equal to -1. But what we want is that if we had a special operator that did the right thing, divided by 24 should be equal to 23. Fortunately, there's a nice trick. We can add 24, the base, to this thing, which doesn't change much because we already have it there, and if it's there, we don't care. And then this remainder will be what we actually want, that is 23. But let's create the method for this. We call it mod because this is the actual modulo. And I will look at the naming here. Operand, okay, the second operand. Oh, that's a very nice naming. I want some really nice naming for that. Okay, divisor and dividend. Oh yeah, there's a proposal to get an actual modulo operator in the future version of ECMAScript. Nice. Didn't know that. I will quickly look at that someday. I don't know. Okay. Maybe it's not a proposal anymore. So it's a divisor and dividend. Oh man, this is like a nice words. Dividend, and I will pass what I have here. So this is the divisor, this is the dividend, and this is the dividend again. This can be removed. And now every time I use modulo, which I do here, I need to rewrite it to use this new method. Okay, now modulo extra hours 24, cool, and we have it here. Modulo total minutes 60. I wrote something wrong. Yeah, comma. When I save it, it passes. Nice. That is nice, isn't it? Okay, let's continue with the enabling the test. Save, cool. Yeah, still okay. Yeah. Negative minutes, that should work. Oh, it doesn't. Huh. Oh. Oh, yes, of course. It's interesting that this thing worked, right? You see, minus 91. Okay, I wrote it wrong. I'm sorry. The modulo we wrote isn't actually all right. Yeah, because if the divisor is less than minus dividend, this will not work, right? Because I would have to do this until it's bigger than 0, and then I can do that. And yeah, so we have to do some more tricks. This is some nice math. So what we have is that we get the divisor, which is no, I see. So we first do the modulo on the divisor. That will bring it. Oh yeah, that's it. That will bring it into the area of -1 till minus dividend. We can add it. It will add it to the yeah. And we don't actually need this, right? Okay. No, we need that because, okay, because if that was originally, if it was originally positive, it wouldn't work. Nice, okay. This should work. And it does. Okay, cool. That took me some. Maybe there's a better way. I will search for that later. There's a better way how to do that. Negative minutes. Let's see. Oh yes, negative hour and minutes. That's a nice test, but it works. Negative hour and minutes overall. Yeah. Let's see. This was a bit test. It seems that everything seems to be working. Everything seems to be working. That's nice. And now we can do this thing when we have plus and later we have minus, but we kind of already implemented that, right? Yes, I know what's going to be the problem, but we will see very soon. So here I have toString method, but I also want to have plus method, which receives, I mean, let's call it and, that's okay. And now the question is what it returns. What it actually should return is it should return a new like this thing, right? But since we don't have it named, it's difficult to do that. But I will name it, and then I can use it again. I show you what I mean. So I will call this method add, which is not a great naming, but it's what I use here. And then the export default will be add. And now what I can do, I mean, that can be actually very easy, right? I don't even need this add minutes, because it should already work. So I will just return add, and will pass what I have. That is, I have the hours, I have the minutes, and I add and is not a good name. Let's use the minutes to add again. That's good naming. Do it. That way these minutes will overflow, maybe not. But then the normalized method will take care of it. It will return a new object, which again has the toString and plus and everything, and we can change it and we can work with that. Yeah, everything passes because I didn't change the tests, right? So now the method of add minutes should work, and it works. We see that. We can add 0 minutes. That also works. We can go to the next hour or even more. It can carry more hours. Okay. It can go across midnight. Nice. We can add more than 1 day. Not sure why is that important or difficult. More than 2 days. Whatever. Subtract. Oh yeah, we didn't implement this method. So this method is basic. It's the same, right? It's just like I will duplicate this line. I will call this minus. This is minutes to subtract. Is it man? Subtract. Yeah. And I will just remove those. We'll save it. It passes. Okay. Let's go. This is the fun part. Everything passing. This is passing. This is passing. This as well. Okay, I'm confident in that code. This as well. This is good. And oh, really cool. We implemented plus and minus. That's good. It was kind of easy. And now we need to implement the equals method. So I will write it as the next one. I mean, this isn't bad, but the problem is that the font size I use is kind of big, so this goes to the next line. So I will write it like this. Maybe I don't have to write in minutes, right? Okay, that's better. I will just write to subtract and to add, which will make it shorter. I would usually use these longer names, but for the sake of this exercise, it's easier to write it like this. Cool. Equals. It will receive another time, right? What we want to do, and that's going to be so fun, is we can compare the strings. We can compare the string of that and that. So I will write time dot toString, and now I have a problem because this is not a class. I can't access that. So what I will do is that I will again abstract this to a new method, which it kind of should be. Oh, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. And then use this again. So it's const and it's time to string, and it wants hours and it wants minutes. And here I can time to string, hours, minutes, and that's it. And I can do the same thing, the very same thing, it's the very same function. I can write here. So this will compare the string representation of the current time and the time we receive. So let's save that. And let's go to these tests. Oh, something failed. Okay, okay. What did I write? I wrote something wrong, right? Unexpected token. I wrote something wrong to add. Oh, sorry. I'll remove the parentheses as well. Save. And everything's okay. Nothing's running. I will remove this. We will see if it works. And it works. Okay. Now I kind of think that this should work all the way through. Yeah, I mean, we done these, so I think this should be pretty straightforward and it will work out of the box. I will replace all of them. I save it and everything works. Ooh, I kind of didn't expect that. Well, kind of I did, yeah. So we have this. Let's see the clock file we have here. So one of the most difficult, or let's say the longest method we have is this add minutes, because it needs to do a lot of calculations. Again, I have these variables. I wouldn't need them. If you see, I'm just like using these extra hours, and I could put this expression right here, but then I wouldn't know what it means. And when I would come to refactor that, it could take me some time to understand what it is. And then when I would even take this expression and put it instead of this, and then the whole thing here, and then I wouldn't have this variable and just put it in here in the array. I would have no idea what's happening. So even though this is kind of wordy, I think it's nice. We had to patch the modulo. The thing didn't load. I don't know why. I want to check if it's the best one we can write. Maybe just some nicer trick. We had to write a pad because node. I think I have it in the news node, but still it's like 7.8, but it still doesn't have this pad left, which is experimental feature on strings. We have the normalize, which is kind of easy one. It just I'm not sure we need to do that actually, right? That's kind of funny. And when I think about that, we already do this modular on the hours here. So if the hours were different, we wouldn't care. Let me try that. That's sorry, I stopped the yarn. And let's pass the raw hours there, and it works. Yeah, okay. That's interesting. So I would write it like this. I would still keep it normalized because maybe later we want to do something more, but right now we don't, and this just handles that correctly. So it's just a small, like, immediate execution. Cool. We have time to string, which takes hours and minutes. It uses the pet string. I will take this method and move it close to the pet, so we kind of have it logically grouped. So these things take care about the representation, the string. This is about the normalizing and modulus. We don't use it anywhere else as far as I know. We just normalize. And then we have this function that creates an object with these properties. The string is kind of straightforward. We just use type of string plus creates a new new time, where we just write the to add. That's nice. Minus is basically the same, and equals compares the string representations, and we return this add. I don't like this naming. Export default add. That's not good. You don't need the third parameter of the add minutes method, do you? This third, I'm not sure if you mean third. It's just the minutes we need to add. we have it here, so it's the total minutes. That's what we do here, so we need that one. Maybe you're talking about the second one, because here we pass 0, but it's only one of the few things, one of the few times we call this, because as you, oh, I see, good one, good one. We don't need this third argument because we don't need a second one, yeah. Yeah, I see, that's cool, that's cool. Let me think about that. That's cool because we abstracted everything here, so we don't need a 0. That's a good one. Good one. I'm not sure who Shimim is, but that's a good one. I didn't see that. We can call this minutes then, and that's, we don't need this total minutes. We just need minutes and minutes. That's it. Let's save. Oh yeah, it works. Thank you very much. Cool. That's even nicer. But then maybe, okay, maybe add minutes isn't a good name, right? Because we don't have that. So what I will do is that I will actually take this method and I will call it normalize, right? Because that's what it is. And we'll replace the thing, yeah. So that was the only thing where we use that. Yeah, we use the normalize. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I like it. Yeah, Martin, thank you. Oh, Shimim, I see that. I understand that. Next hours, next minutes. Yes, normalize. Yeah, I like it now. I will save it. Everything passes. I will submit the solution. Oh, I'm sorry. Now I wrote it wrong. Yeah, submit, and the name is clock.js. Oh, cool. That was nice. I like that. We have the solution here. I will paste. Yeah, let me. So this is in the chat. Yeah. Well, we have it here. I'm very interested in how other people did this. It had many, I kind of like this Bard, I don't know who this guy is, but he had nice solutions. And then I always want to see someone who had iterations, because iterations means they either found something better or maybe they did something wrong, I don't know. But it's usually interesting to see that. Yeah, this is long. Can I somehow, you know, yeah, you can't see everything in there, but hopefully it will be okay. So he creates a class clock. Can I, I'm thinking how to do that. Oh yeah, I know. It's actually stupid easy solution, right? To that. Come on. Yeah, now you should see that. Cool. You should see all of that. Yeah, so he creates this clock. That's actually a good one. And he exports add, which is just a constructor for a new clock. Okay, I mean, if you use Objective or in programming, this is a good this isn't that good. Okay, I will. Thank you. Oh, this is nice. If I make it smaller, yeah, it fits, right? It should be okay right now. That should be probably the best we can. No, but it has this white. I'm not sure. This is, I mean, I don't like this. Doesn't look very good, whatever. Here's the clock. That's nice. He has the constructor where we just, oh, that's interesting. Oh, that is the approach. He just remembers the number of minutes. Ah, that's actually smart. And then he always, Yeah, plus minutes and minus minutes is then very easy because you just subtract it from them. And the only thing you need that, yeah, so the equals is the same because he compares the toString, but he could have, if he had access to the value, he could just compare that, but he didn't use that. The string has this, yeah, the same trick we use, but it's together. And then the only piece when he needs to, yes, in this H and M, it's a getter. That's a nice touch. It's really nice. It's interesting. He has to do the trick I do there with the floor. Oh yeah, so this guy didn't know about that modulo, and I don't blame him. I mean, the normal modulo doesn't work. You have to do this floor divided by 60. Okay, that's actually. Oh, and then if it's still negative, he does this. Yeah, yeah, makes sense. Okay, that's cool. I like this. I mean, I like this. I will actually say it looks great. Has some nice touches. I mean, this could be a little bit more readable, but otherwise I like that. Nice. Where was the second solution? Yeah, we have, you see, this guy changed that. I'm not sure how much. Let's see the first iteration. Static add, our, yeah. Static add? Man, I mean, if you write just a static method, you probably don't need a, you don't need a class at all. That's how it works. I mean, that's why I like to write classless solutions, because you don't need it. I mean, this is not needed at all. Okay, whatever. This is interesting. So okay, let's see. So he takes the hour and minute and then he renames it, and he uses lat. Does it mean he will change it later? Oh yeah, he does. No, yes, he does. Oh, this formatting is killing me. Format time, and he returns this object, which is we when you use classes. Yeah, toString plus. Oh, I'm not sure this is correct. Like when there's the method plus, this solution returns string, which will pass the test, but it's actually, it's not, you can use it. I mean, if you just return the new number, you could like chain it, right? Which you can't here. But it wasn't part of the task, and it makes it a little bit easier. Haven't thought about that. It's nice. And then the format time, I mean, that looks ugly. I mean, I don't want to read this. One letter variables, this plus equals, which takes the global scope. Whew. No, sorry, it does not. Now I'm confused. So he has HM, so this is scoped here, and this H&M. Okay, this is weird. This is just renaming them for no reason. And then I don't want to read that. I don't want to read that. But I see this nice thing when it's more than equals 60. It means it's positive. You need to do the modulo this way. If it's negative, you need to do the modulo this way. Okay, makes sense. H is H modulo 24. H modulo 24 is equals 0 or 0. Okay, that's some weird magic. So he creates the modular after 24, assigns to H, then on this new H performs modulo again, compares if it's 0. If yes, it returns 0. Okay, I don't want to get into that. Cool. Alex went home. He wrote that. He had to go. Sorry. Okay, that's kind of weird. Let's see how he improved, if he improved. Oh, sorry, I still use he. I want to be inclusive. Maybe it's her. I will try to use them, but it just like comes to my mind. I'm sorry about that. We have Patu. Oh, that's another solution how to do that if you know if the number of, if the resulting width is fixed, this is a nice trick. So if it's less than 10, you can just add 0. If it's not, you just return the string. Okay, that's nice. That's a nice trick. And this is much shorter, but because this is so long, I guess, I don't know. Add is creates new clock. We have new clock. This is the normalization we do. Yes, yes. So in the solution, he actually uses classes, and it kind of makes sense. Now you have this, and it's much more readable. You can, if you, I'm not sure if you can compare it. Yeah, I can post it into the channel. This is the solution. This is a huge improvement, like a huge improvement between these two iterations. This one is kind of short. It's still readable. Yeah, I kind of like it. I will give it this. Looks great. It's probably one of the best you can do with. Oh, and he also does this. He doesn't return the string. He returns the new instance. That's nice. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Lukash. Spectate. That's a nice one. I will look at that, maybe. Yeah. So this is a huge. I mean, this is nice. It's interesting to see. But as did he have some comments in the first one? I didn't see that. No, there are no comments. That's interesting. So this person had to improve himself. Yeah, Lukash, I mean, for the splitting windows, as you see, I like to use this default Mac OS X feature, which works well if you have just two halves. But this, because I have the camera there, and the layout was that the code was on the left, I had to move that. Didn't like that. Right, okay. That was nice, that's interesting. I like this, I like this. Okay, it's 9 p.m. Thank you guys for coming. I will probably finish now. Do you have some more questions or about the solutions, or if you have any comments, I would love to hear that either in the chat or on Twitter. My Twitter's Robin Pokering, by the way. Any comments will be helpful. I must say I was kind of worried, but I did enjoy that. It was fun. I learned like a lot. That's what I wanted. I discovered new tricks. I discovered new functions. That's nice. It's really interesting. So thank you very much, and I will evaluate this, and and I hope I will do this again soon. I need to find a way how to play music. That would be cool if we could like listen to some music together. Otherwise, it was kind of quiet. I might have some questions about the microphone quality. I will listen to the recording and might get some better microphone, because right now I'm using the one, the webcam. I'm not sure if that's a good one, but I hope you will let me know. Wookie, Lukash, when is the next session going to take place? I have no idea. As Alex Gudulin said, today is no hockey game on. Tomorrow there will be a hockey game on, and there's going to be Berlin JS. One of my colleagues from Hanover is coming there and having a presentation, so I will be joining. If you will be in Berlin, I recommend that. It's a really nice presentation about testing. So if you want to meet me, I will be there. And on Friday, I will see how it goes. I actually don't have my wife at home today, and she will not be here till the end of the week, so I might have some time to do streaming. So I don't promise that, but Friday could be a nice date. Yeah, music would be nice. I have to work on that. I think there's some problem with Macs, because the way how it captures the internal sound, you need to somehow reroute your internal sound to the software that streams that, and that's not that. Sorry, I can do this. Yeah, and that's not that easy, but I will look at it. It will be fun. I usually, I'm not sure if you know that, I usually listen to operas when I code. The Flying Dutchman is one of my favorite. I have to look at the copyrights, but it would be very helpful, really nice if we could listen to that. Or anything else, I guess. Okay, thank you very much. Again, I will say any comments are very welcomed, and I thank you very much for joining. I enjoyed that. And I don't want to say good night because you're going to sleep, but goodbye. That is not my cat. That's not my cat. I just found it on the internet. I love that. And I love that the cat has the eloquent JavaScript above its head. I like that. I like that picture. I love it. Just wanted to take that. And I'm not sure if you saw the tweet at the beginning. I would like to show some, Bernd Eich, remember that actually 2 days ago, it was JavaScript's birthday, and I think it was a great time to start with this streaming. So sorry about that interruption. Happy birthday to JavaScript, and see that cat. It's really cool. It's really cool. I love JavaScript cat.